watching Urban Smash TV with Emma Roccoffo. I have J. Marie Cooper with me.
Hello.
Looking lovely.
Thank you.
Orange hair. Didn't realise the hair was orange now.
Yeah, it's gone Satsuma these days. Yeah.
Because I'm used to seeing you with the red, the fiery red.
I know.
hair.
I needed to change.
Yeah,
It's still
it's
kind of red.
I like it. It's
Thank
good.
you.
How have you been?
I'm really good, thank you.
So
I'm good.
you're looking at this lovely, gorgeous face, and you're thinking, I know her. You've you're known as like the power belter. Your voice is literally like when you sing, hits the roof.
Oh, that's so nice.
Because I remember the first time obviously seeing you in The Voice back in 2012, I think was it?
Yes. Well done.
Like my stomach, because I remember you so specifically because I remember watching. I was like, who is this girl?
It's J. Marie Cooper.
The storm in the sky. The Voice is with Don Closer. See, I ain't no old rag doll that you can pick up and drop. Hey, and all of this ain't consistent love. I think it's time that it
You are a star.
songs like that for you all day, so come and be on my team, please.
There's lots of singers that can sing and do the runs and the flips and the tricks.
Not like that.
The Voice in 2012, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It seems ancient. Okay, so that's like 2 years ago now.
Well, yeah, about 2.5 years ago now. I was on the first ever UK episode.
Yes, of course.
That's quite cool.
That is, and it had like, he had all the, Jessie J was there, Will.i.am.
Yeah.
The originals, wasn't it? As they all know. How did you even get started with going on to The Voice?
Oh, wow. It was a few different people actually, because I got scouted for it. So I got. There was somebody that I was in touch with called Fraser T. Smith, who's a very successful producer. He's done like Adele and James Morrison, and we'd been working together for years. Then his career took off, so it kind of went a bit quiet, and then any work that we did was like a bit like left on the back burner. And then he got in touch with me and he was like, I think you should do the show. And at first I was just like, no, that's really scary, I don't want to do a reality TV show. And then I looked at the American one and I thought, I quite like the concept and the thing with the chairs, like, it's quite exciting. So I thought, at the time, nobody knew really who I was. I was doing some stuff and I was sort of getting a bit of a name for myself, but I wanted to sort of give myself the extra push with the profile. So, and then somebody else that I went, because I go to this jam at Ronnie Scott's as well, and they also scouted me. So it came from like a couple of different people, then got a private audition and then did it.
Is it like, is it so straightforward? Because you obviously, when you see it on television, it's kind of like, it appears like you kind of just show up and then you're out on stage and then you've got people turning around for you, either yes or no. Is it that straightforward, or was there a kind of like a pre-audition before that?
You do like 2 private auditions before you go onto the TV section.
Okay.
But the fact that they're just there and they turn around if they want you or not is completely how it is. Like, to the point that, if you're like backstage and you need to go to the toilet, they're like, you've got to wait till like the coaches are in their chairs and stuff. So it was like really kept tight like that.
So you never even like bumped down, didn't bump into Jessie J down the hall or anything like that?
No.
How did you feel when you got on that stage? Obviously you get there, see the chairs in front of you. How was that feeling?
To be honest, I'd been working so hard with singing like my entire life. So when everyone turned round like that, it was like, because they all turned round.
Yes, I remember.
And it was a really sort of one of those moments where I was like, it felt like all the hard work that I've been doing for so long, like to get that recognition of people like Jessie J and Tom Jones, Will.i.am, Danny O'Donoghue, like people that are actively in the business and doing it. To get that kind of reaction just kind of really was humbling, and it was just, it sort of felt like I got that seal of approval. Like, if people like that, like what I do, then I'm doing something right and I'm not going mad or something.
Because you literally sent shockwaves. I think yeah, it was like power belt, as I keep saying, because you were like, you're so in your groove. You can tell you've been doing this for a while because you seem like you knew exactly what you were doing. You're kind of giving it all the attitude, and it was lovely to see. And I believe even on YouTube, your video still has a lot of views.
It does.
Has a lot of views.
It's so exciting,
and it's very memorable. Oh, I can't even speak. Memorable. Your audition, and obviously, you know, I was disappointed because I felt like you left prematurely. You left too early, and I know a lot of people were kind of outraged. How did that feel?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna be honest, I was absolutely devastated, like completely devastated. It's nice to do this interview actually, like having had like 2.5 years, like where I've been doing other stuff, because it makes me look at it a bit clearer. Because had you spoke to me about this maybe on that year, I probably wouldn't have been in the best place about it. But I was really devastated, and yeah. But however, I feel like my following and the people that have sort of, they're like so loyal, and like people have kept with me, and that's amazing. And it's almost kind of gone in my favour in the long run. At the time, it didn't, because people were kind of a bit like outraged, and then I felt embarrassed and that kind of thing. But now it's more just like people are kind of waiting to see what I'm going to do next, and they're very supportive. And sometimes to be the underdog is kind of, if people feel you're unjustly treated, like I kind of just feel like it was what it was. Like the other girl, like she's young and she was a good singer and she's a nice girl, you know. And but I feel like people kind of, they want me to do well because they kind of wanted me to go further, and that's really nice actually.
Yeah, they're kind of rooting for you.
Yeah, so now, like in the long scheme, like long-term thing of like having a career and stuff, like, which is what I want really, than just kind of like to win a show or have a longevity time in my career. Yeah, people have just kind of kept with me, and it's really nice. So I look at it now and I kind of like the fact that mine was a bit controversial.
Yeah, it was.
People definitely remember me.
Definitely.
And that's kind of why I dyed my hair even brighter red on the battleground, because I had a feeling, I don't know why, I'm a spiritual person, and I have a relationship with God, and I actually had a feeling I was going to go home. So I thought, I'm going to dye my hair really bright so nobody forgets me.
So do you have any regrets? Like, because I remember people were like, oh, they thought you were actually going to pick Jessie J to be, you know, your coach, your mentor, and people were surprised that you picked will.i.am. Do you have any regrets about that decision, or do you feel like it was just meant to be?
Oh, that's really difficult, because obviously you live life and you can't take back things that you've done. If I did it again, I probably would pick her. But at the time, I went with what I felt was right. So, I don't really regret it. No, no, not really. But having said that, if I went on it again, which I'm not planning to do, but if I did, I'd probably pick her. Yeah. Yes. Knowing a bit more about her and stuff now. But I think, because it's almost what the producers expected me to do, maybe I shouldn't say that, but I think they expected me to do it, and they were sort of almost trying to make it go that way. I'm the sort of person that if you tell me to do something, I'll probably do the opposite. Right, so that's probably why I'm happy to do that.
Well, that's good to know. And you know, as you said, you've had 2 years to reflect and really think about this now. So what is going on with you now? What are you doing?
Oh gosh. Yeah, lots of things. I've been like really blessed. I'm in the process of like doing an album at the moment. That kind of got put on the back burner a little bit because lots of things sort of started changing in my life, like, and I'm in this musical where I'm playing Mary Magdalene as well in Wembley, and that's in October. So I start rehearsals for that in September, which is really strange because I'm not your sort of typical musical theatre girl, but it came along and I just thought I'm going to go with it. And yeah, so I'm also going to be writing for some other artists as well. I can't really say too much about that at the moment. But yeah, I'm kind of just trying to keep myself in lots of different, my fingers in lots of different pies, but I've got an album of very strong songs, but at the moment it's more about finding the right people to get behind that and launch it the right way, because it's not the easiest project to execute, because what I'm doing is it's on a big scale, so I'm kind of just getting in the process, having meetings and talking to different people about it. So,
have you got any advice to people kind of like you know, maybe past the age 25 and they think, oh well, it's too late now because it's the music industry seems like an industry where they just kind of want, you know, teenage, you know, Justin Bieber's, all these teenagers, One Direction, it all seems like a very young industry. But of course it's not the reality. I mean, you do have people out there, Emily Sandé, who's, you know, way past the, I would say way past the age.
I don't know if she is
She's not way
I think
past
she's
it.
like 23, 24, no?
Emily Sandé?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh.
But obviously you have mature, should I say, the mature people out there. Is there any advice you can give to anyone that they feel like, you know, industry is not really on their side age-wise?
Yeah, just stay true to yourself, really, I would say, because the most things have happened to me, like, now, and I mean, I've just turned 30, and yeah, I mean, that's when my career started kicking in now. So I honestly think that if you're good at what you do, if you love what you do, and you're making good music, that's kind of timeless anyway. I don't think there's really an age limit on that. Obviously, if you're going for more of a like young teeny bopper thing, then that maybe does have more of an expiry date. But I think if you're just making good music and you make music for the right reasons, and that's kind of, it stands the test of time. You know, that's what I think.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. And can you give for our viewers any information about where they can find you, if you're on Twitter or Instagram or anything like that?
Yes, so I'm on Twitter, which is twitter.com J_Marie Cooper. My Facebook is J Marie Cooper Official. Goodness me, what else? Instagram, just J Marie Cooper, but it's all there, and I will have a website coming soon, but that's pending at the moment. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure, and all the best in the future.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You've been watching Urban Smash TV. We'll catch you soon.
Hi there, this is Urban Smash TV. I'm J Marie Cooper. Believe me, it's not easy dragging yourself off the floor when you're wretched and torn. I go down and I